So I'm going to read one poem, like I said, in English and one Serbian. Should we seize and rest, constrict them with the rules of voluntary exile, where the aroma of fireplaces elicit the images of powerless memories, or perhaps scold unborn children calmed by the absence of wolves, asleep in a secure seclusion of the divine cradle? Trust fangs release the savage words. Should we, while our own gaping scars are remembered in the time of conceived minds conquered by the needs of fragile and incoherent aspirations, should we upset silence with steel notes, hastily, recklessly, withered souls adorned with fragrant nothingness? Should we hide in intelligence, repressed by the oncoming weaknesses or self-proclaimed prophets, whose insane words resonated in temples without foundations? And it seems to me that the walls secretly sneer at them, because they, oh yeah, walls know, walls speak, walls remember. Should we hide the truth from the truth as they from the light, or just understand the logic of a candle whose happiness shines only in the dark? Should we seek the already found, or listen to ourselves with eyes closed, and let the sound of peace govern, embracing both someone else's and our own restlessness, elated by the tranquility of grace, slow, mindful? Should we, for the sake of question, live in a dilemma and in it disappear? I warn you guys, you should learn Serbian so you will understand this poem in Serbian language. I'm going to read now, and by the way, I'm happy to see even some people from my Serbian community here. But at least I hope you're going to feel the sound. Obrisi. Mrazevi sjećanja sjeku umivene duše jučerašnjeg postojanja. Isti pokret, sjena ista. Misli daljine brišu. Vavijek živjeh neocenjenim snom dok kap se kapljom sliva. Riječi prekriva. Svi se lažu, magla istinu vređa. Aleja prodanih osmijeha vri. Paleta boja vreba, ali nitko nikoga ne treba. Život tuđom zemljom vara. Iza pogleda nebovene, noć migolju. Opet me vino ispija usput, grizući mrklo mišlju, prošlošću razniklom, kad ja bijeh ti, al ti ne bi ja. Nevina slika lik ne zna, strah sebe prepada, san zima hvata. Sjene krate ono malo dobra što vrijeme izlama. Riječ lomljaše pogled što ko zna koja je konačište stanja. Sve se kreće u igri toj putnika trgača punih nemjernih kofera. Ne smetoh se varan kazaljkom mrtvih tonova. Samo vino, eto, opet vodi ka obrisu uvelih avlija u kojima ja bijah ti, ali ti ne bi ja. Thank you guys again for support. Thank you for coming, showing respect for the Syrian refugees, showing respect for us here, and thank you, Renata, for doing beautiful, beautiful work. And like I said, don't forget with this evening, with this event, let's not stop. Let's think and help first person who needs a hand. Have a good night. I said leaving in my Serbian language. I'm going to use this help. These are my war memories. I can't stand for long. So I would like to tell you that I'm very happy to see you guys. so many people under this roof for a specific reason, so many different cultures. I'm happy to be with my friends, poets from all over the world. And I prefer to my poetry to talk about me instead of me talking about my poetry. I'm from former Yugoslavia. I don't know how many of you are familiar, but I don't want to go too deep with a long story. I'm Serbian from Croatia. Unfortunately, I spent 5 years in war in Croatia. Then I moved like a refugee in Serbia, and that move didn't help me too much because of NATO bombing and unfortunate war in Kosovo and everything what happened. You can see these days in Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq. It was the same story in Croatia and Serbia. So all of us, we have our scars. Poetry is universal. Poetry doesn't care about borders, about skin color. So that was the reason why when I talked with Renata about this program, I'm happy to see in Canada so many organizations, they step up to help Syrian refugees. Maybe we are unique, we are doing that through the poetry. So we are all part of one big circle. Poets are telling our story, our background. We are just one part of chain. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to achieve the goal. The goal is to turn attention what's happening in the world. I don't want to use word Syrians. I don't want to separate people. There's so many people who are still struggling in the world. And I beg you, once this program is done, once you leave this space, don't forget what you heard here, what you saw here. There's so many people outside, so many kids, even in a rich country like Canada, even in Saskatoon, who are suffering outside. Some people, they suffer because of war. Some people, they suffer because of economy. And yes, somebody mentioned tonight, there are some groups of people that are saying we don't need immigrants here. They're going to cause the problem. And I say, except the First Nations, except my First Nations friend, who's not immigrant here? Whose grandpa is not immigrant? Whose father? My father grandpa came here 100 years ago. They are immigrants. They didn't come because of war. They came because of economy. They're first settlers who were here for their reason. They have their stories. So sometimes people, they make statements they don't think. Some of my books, they were published in Yugoslavia even during the time when I came to Canada. By the way, I came in February 2000. It was very difficult. I came with my old parents and then 6 years old child. I didn't speak English. My English is not good even today. By the way, I encourage my Canadian friends to learn a little bit more Serbian so we can communicate. But it doesn't work that way, so I try to learn English a little bit more. It was difficult. You know, you don't speak English, but I was happy I have my auntie, because my mother, she was born in Canada, and I have that smiling faces on the airport. And when I'm thinking about Syrian refugees, you know, think about that. People don't come here because they want. They would like to stay home. I would like to stay home back in Croatia. I would like to invite you in a peaceful time to see my country, you know. I declined politely, emotionally, a couple of invitations because, like I said, they were publishing my books back in Serbia. Emotionally, I just couldn't go back there. But I went 3 years ago and this year for some book signings, and after 20 years I went in to visit my small town in Croatia where I grew up. So I was preparing myself for two different feelings, either happiness or sadness. Many people, they moved out, so I knew I'm not going to recognize so many people and they're not going to recognize me. But maybe buildings, they're going to cause some emotions. I walk through the street where I grew up, beside my former house. She didn't recognize me. I didn't have any feeling. I didn't even have a feeling I belonged there. I was there. So somebody said, good, there's no past and future. There's just right now, right here. Let's enjoy this moment. Let's close our eyes and forget in the moment about skin color, about different languages, about different cultures. Let's all be one. Because if one child is suffering in this world, nobody can be happy. We are all one. Don't forget that. So I don't want to talk too much. My friends, they already said about that story. I don't want to go too deep about our scars, my scars in war, losing way of life, your house, and losing so many friends. They died in that war. Poetry speaks. Poetry saved my life in some moments during the war, and I was able to. There's a very dangerous situation. Many of you, they know that you accumulate feelings. In the same way, when you accumulate them, when you are taking them in, it's very important to take them out. So that's why I'm saying art, music, poetry is universal. Doesn't care about again, skin colors. I was blessed and lucky to still have my friends, very good people from Métis and Cree First Nations, and I learned about that culture a lot, and I found similar things. My favorite place in Saskatoon is Venus Cabin. When I want to go and think, when I like to be quiet, I just go there. I feel the presence of First Nations elder. I feel the presence of my friends who died in war, and I encourage you to take more time and think. Be quiet. More talk to each other. We are losing words. Internet is very good. It's helping. Many people, they are saying now, it's getting worse and worse, what's happening in the world. No, it's not getting worse and worse. It's bad all the time. But now, because of more light, we are seeing what's happening in the world. So actually, it's opposite. We are seeing, and we are responding, we are reacting. So you guys, you already respond, you react, you found your reason to be here. You found your reason to think about Syrian people, about First Nation people, and many people all over the world, including some of my people who are still struggling, until one man, one child struggle, we are not happy, we can't be happy.